Watch your step, because she's not.
Look at a look at them cowboy boots, baby. Roaches beware. They won't be able to resist her. Come on, get your cooter on the scooter, dude. Let's roll.
She took her skirt off. What's up, Radio Shay Tree Surgeon here, and there's officially less than 24 hours left to grab a ticket to win the double cup of Dirty Sprite. Of course, every ticket bought for that Triumph Thruxton right there also enters you to win my personal Triumph Rocket 3 Ozymandias. And much more important than any of that, every single ticket bought for either one of these motorcycles goes directly to benefit Forgotten Angels in their fight to end the cycle of abuse in the foster care system. I know you guys know about Forgotten Angels and all the good things that they're doing. I decided to donate my personal Triumph Rocket 3, and we also managed to pick up this Triumph Thruxton to give both of them away to celebrate 10 years and hundreds of lives, if not thousands of lives, affected, saved, young men and women who have aged out of the foster care system, experienced every abuse imaginable, and then been made homeless on their 18th birthday. That's where Forgotten Angel steps in and keeps them from falling through the cracks, and that's where all of us step in, all of us bad people doing good things. A bunch of dirty hobo swamp wizards on two wheels, baby, and let me tell you what, you can still be a good Samaritan and live on the wrong side of the law, so let's go ride this Triumph around.
I've spent a lot of time on these 900 air-cooled twins, and the way they respond with a pair of flat slide carburetors on them, trust me, it doesn't make it the easiest thing in the world to start. These are racing carburetors, but man, the throttle response is so good. Whoever gets this bike, whoever's winning ticket gets pulled, if karma points her finger at you, now listen, we're all getting good karma, but one person's gonna get the finger pointed at them. Hey, if you want to fly up here for the Forgotten Angels camp out, which is happening in a couple weeks, hey, we'll do that. Now, a lot of times we offer flying you down to Florida so you can ride the motorcycle back home, but I don't know that you'd want to ride this all the way back home. Depends on where home is, I guess. I'll go ahead and leave that one up to you. I'll just go ahead and offer not a one-way ticket to Tampa. We'll offer a round trip and the weekend at the Forgotten Angels camp out, and, of course, the double cup of Dirty Sprite to ride around Tampa for the weekend. Now, for me, I'd always take the bike because my math equation is always one more bike than I currently own, but you know, if your name gets pulled and you're not interested in this bike, I think it's an interesting bike, I freaking love this thing, but if it's not your thing, it's not everybody's thing, the Cafe Racer, you can certainly just go ahead and do a cash value too. We'll go ahead and sell it for you and just send you the bucks. Trust me, times ain't easy out there, boy do I know that, man. I see people struggling all over, and as cool as it would be to have a motorcycle, I know there's a lot of people out there that would rather have a few $1,000s than another motorcycle. That's why I always make sure to tell people to only donate if they can actually afford it. Like if you've only got a couple $100 in your bank account, do not need to be buying raffle tickets. You can tell somebody about Forgotten Angels, you can share a video, you don't have to buy raffle tickets. Only do it if you can afford to do it. Times are tough out there. These young men and women that are getting helped by Forgotten Angels, they rely on the goodwill of people out there like you, like the guy, you, yes, you, who's watching this video right now, to get them by and keep them from becoming another statistic, keep them from ending up in a tent city addicted to freaking fentanyl, walking around like a zombie to get their first chance. They never even had a chance. But don't put yourself in a bad position to help somebody else out. Now you've just got two people in a bad position. I hope whoever wins this motorcycle chooses to come to the camp out. Never know who's going to be on the other side of the line when we call the winner. Keep your phones on, but I know a couple things about them. One, they like bike, and usually that's pretty much all I have to know, but two, they're willing to sacrifice from their own life to help somebody else who has less than them. And hey, baby, just like it says in the gospel of the blessed loaf above us, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. If I can find 2 things I like about you, and you like bikes, and you're willing to take something out of your life and give somebody a helping hand, a third thing cannot be that far off.
I'll tell you something right now. hangovers and putting on tires really don't mix. But we're gonna have to mix them today because Shay Lacey's Goldwing needs to get off the lift. I mean, it doesn't just need to get off the lift so I can put my Goldwing on the lift. It needs to get off the lift because she wants to ride it. All that Goldwing and no front tire. Seeing this thing up on the lift like this really just drives home how absolutely massive this motorcycle is. And I can't tell you how amazed I am that Shay Lacey at 4'11" is able to ride this thing. I never fail to be impressed by it. I think that everyone should give her a little more credit for tackling pretty much any motorcycle that she can at least put an inch of boot down on.
I can do it, dude. Trust me, you can do. I have no balance, no coordination. I don't have the best dexterity. I'm not the smartest girl, the funniest, the prettiest, the richest. Be home to your mom.
Don't bring her home to mom, okay?
I don't have the best grammar.
You might be dumb, but you sure are pretty. And that's all that really matters. Compliments 101 with Shade Tree Surgeon. All right, let's shake this off. It was a long night last night and...
My stomach full of terrors.
I feel like I got stepped on. I have stuck my thumb in my mouth, reinflated myself like a cartoon character, and I'm ready to tackle life once more.
Brain's so full of hot air now.
Well, except for actually putting the tires on the rims, which I had to do for physics reasons. I had enough trouble getting these tires on the rims. There's no way Shay Lacey could have done it. She literally just does not weigh enough. As far as taking the tires on and off the bike though, she did this one on her own, man. She's come a long way since she very first turned a wrench on her Suzuki, and luckily she was here actually to do it all because I'm still feeling pretty haggard. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple miles on the red Goldwing just to make sure, because one of the things that it also takes a little bit of skill to do is to tell when something's wrong. So whenever tires come on and off a bike, I always want to make sure I put a few miles on it before I trust it to the precious cargo. Shay Lacey, mother of frogs, queen of the Florida men, hopefully not a breaker of motorcycles today.
Damn, this is a good sounding bike. Should probably be taking it easy with brand new tires, but I really like the way this thing makes power. Dude, it's gotta fly with Shay Lacey on it. I have put a lot of miles on a lot of different motorcycles, and it might not be the sexiest bike ever, although this one certainly got the sound. But at the end of the day, I gotta tell you, the wing is king. Especially when you have a dual exhaust sound system on this thing that, you don't even gotta put the speakers on. I really would like a Valkyrie of this generation. Damn, boy! Dude, this thing frickin' moves. Sometimes I forget just how fast this motorcycle really is. Hanging on to a gear on the F6B with that exhaust. Just feels good, baby. Thing sounds like a Porsche. Damn, dude. Oh, dude, I get jealous every time I ride this bike. This bike rules. God, that downshifting too, man. Damn. Alright, got it out of my system. Pulling on a little Stearns Road and Forgotten Angels. I gotta follow my own rules. 15 miles an hour and absolutely no hog cranking. Welcome home. Funny how the road always sort of leads here, isn't it?
This is the coolest show in the history of television.
What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with Shay Lacey, mother of frogs, queen of the Florida men, breaker of motorcycles, and right now she is breaking Cockroach's hearts everywhere because she took her skirt off. She's a responsible girl.
I didn't skirt. I learned my lesson about 6 exhaust burns in.
Update, none of you guys are going to get the cockroach joke unless you go watch Shay Lacey's vid. I forgot we made that joke in her video, not in my video. All my roaches out there crawling around on the ground on all 6 legs. My fellow La Cucaracha brethren out there, make sure you go over to Shay Lacey's channel and watch your step because she's not. Chloe checks other on the census, okay? I don't know what dimension she's from, but they're in the fairy dimension where Chloe lives. Trust me, Chloe Colossal is not watching out below either. You guys can't hear this, but yeah, anyway. Shay figured out how to make the stereo on her Gold Wing work. Crank that thing. Let's hear it.
Here we go.
The Wing is king. They might not get you laid, but they'll usually get you home. Even the Bangkok Bagger, though, it certainly doesn't look like it would. Uh-oh, dude, I was just talking all this shit about Gold Wings. Uh-oh. Oh, thank goodness. Dude, I know I lost the pickle.
I threw it away.
Oh, you threw it away?
See what happened? There was a hole in the bag, like an animal thought about eating it, but it was like, ew.
The pickle ran its course. Yeah. There's always got to be some hidden food on here. I know everybody loved the pickle, the hot mama. Just a reminder, things temporary, so you might as well have a good time, baby. Come on, get your cooter on the scooter, dude. Let's roll. That bike is the Hot Wing. Come on. Well, Shalisi's Gold Wing can't just be the Hot Wing. Our bikes don't have names, they have titles. This bike doesn't have a name. This is the Bangkok Bagger. This is the Incredible Bulk, the Mail Order Glide, the Green Gold Wing of Love, and Shalisi's bike ain't the Hot Wing. It's the Publix Deli Skinless Hot and Spicy Chicken Wing. It's like a Tribe Called Quest, a pimp named Slickback, Willem Dafoe's The Green Goblin. Baby, you gotta say the whole thing. Maybe one of these days when, after the Bangkok Bagger's dead and gone, nothing lasts forever except the earth and sky, of course. The Bangkok Bagger and, of course, the Shovelhead and the FXR. I mean, I got a lot of bikes that are well past their expiration date, but they're still kicking. What is dead may never die. But if it ever did die, maybe one day in the future, I'd treat myself to an 1800 Gold Wing. As much as I love them, and trust me, I ride around Shalisi's Gold Wing, I freaking love that thing. It makes me jealous. Comparing the GL 1800 to the GL 1500 is like comparing a spaceship to a hammer, a gun to a bow and arrow. Like comparing an Oregonian grown, farm to nail, genuine, 100% pure Sessions dab to some Mexican brickweed smoked out of an apple behind your friend's mom's house. What I'm saying is there's no comparison, but how can I give up the Bangkok Bagger when it still runs fine? I aim to squeeze every bit of life out of this thing that I can. And ask any of the bouncing, beautiful, buxom ladies in my life, when it comes to giving something to squeeze, old shade tree surgeon, well, they don't say he has Roman hands and Russian fingers for nothing. All right, let's check this place out. Just opened up here, not too far away from Forgotten Angels, the Voodoo Brewery. I'm liking the look of it already, dude. It must be good, man. The place only opened up a few weeks ago and it's already got a packed parking lot. Dang. Let me release you from the high chair. Ma'am, come on down from your throne. Let me get a look at them cowboy boots, baby. Roaches beware. They won't be able to resist her. We got the only households where the roaches wait to get stepped on, all right? So far, so good. The menu looks freaking amazing. I've never seen a menu like this outside of Stein & Vine. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, Coppertail and Stein & Vine.
Coppertail's menu?
Stein & Vine. Well, they got their own now. They started doing barbecue, but...
They're doing barbecue.
Yeah, they started doing barbecue.
That's always very exciting. Barbecue.
Someone starts doing barbecue. Loading new personality. I grill meat. Hey, I know that's a lot of you guys out there. It's all right. I like grilling too. Wait, what's going on over there?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would, dude. I don't call them hand jobs. I call them old fashions. Yeah, you like that one?
That was good.
I'll tell you something I really appreciate, because I love red and green and how they managed to do red and green without making it look like Christmas, which Shay has a theory about.
It's color theory, dude.
Yeah, I heard it. You have a theory. I love this piece of art right here because it looks like Brown Lady version of T-1000, and those two children are just bloody torsos that she's holding up like marionettes on her liquid metal spike arms. You guys see it?
I saw it.
Shay's shushing me. She says I'm going to get us in trouble. This is a brisket hopper, which I'm already excited about, like a brisket crab rangoon. When something looks like this is what we call a trap. Much like the bottom of Chloe's boot to a cockroach. It looks very inviting, much like Shay in a skirt with her frickin' stompers on.
No, it's me in a skirt, but I wear shorts underneath all the time. That's the trap.
It was all a lie. And then you get stepped on. Oh my God. Delicious. Dude, this is so good. I can't wait for you to experience that. It was so good.
Children of the corn. I don't think you can say that.
Yeah. We'll bleep that out, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry, it's okay. That was an honest mistake, we'll bleep that out. You're all right. Eat it, eat it, eat it.
It smells so good.
Oh my God, you're killing me. Eat the popper.
Guys, I can't laugh.
I'm trying to get her to tell me anything. Wait, no, eat it.
Whoa, dude.
Wow.
Is it not freaking delicious?
You can tell a restaurant's gonna be good is if the kitchen staff, they live in Seminole Heights and their parents paid them to go to culinary college, but now they're the head chef at a brewery and they make the best fucking food. You can see him back there.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's like the dude who is like, I have a neck tattoo. All my tattoos look like I got them in prison, but I'm still somehow look like a safe bet. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No.
We know what we want our chefs to look like. I either want my chef to be brown or I want him to have neck tattoos, a mustache, and a mullet.
Where is he?
The mustache, mullet, and tattoos is what we call safe scumbag, okay? I am a chaotic scumbag. All right, this place is a winner. Gotta try the wings. Delicious. From the skulls of my enemies. Ice cold, baby. It's not a cocktail, it's a mocktail. But they did put the whiskey skull ice in it.
It's a big old head. I was gonna like do a joke and put it in my mouth, but it's huge.
I thought that this was gonna be stupid, the corn ribs, but this shit is so good.
They're really good.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me Reba McEntire. We got Reba McEntire playing, and we got crab rangoons. Oh my God,
I
delicious.
Like freaking out.
Face me when you eat that. The cross section, it does it so good. Oh my God, so much teeth.
I don't want it to get stuck in it now.
Did you practice that in the mirror?
I'm taking a bath right now.
Clean yourself up. Chloe has proved that God loves cockroaches and wants them to be happy.
Cockroach in the room with us right now.
Where?
He's at the other table fucking staring at Chloe.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Somebody step on him quick.
All right, team, time to revisit the inline 6-cylinder 99 cubic inch tower of power. I know it says Mariner on the side, but trust me, it's a Mercury. If you guys remember, I picked up this engine for next to nothing. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet, but I am having fun learning and tinkering with it. I just find the idea of an inline 6 two-stroke to be so freaking cool. Unfortunately for me, but I guess fortunately for fish, I'm actually becoming a lot better at working on outboard motors than I am at fishing, as evidenced by the last time I went fishing with David. First time out at this boat ramp, Cockroach Bay. We'll say definitely sketchy in its own way versus the boat ramp we usually go to. This one seems sketchy because not exactly clearly marked. The other one's sketchy more from the two-legged kind of wildlife, if you know what I mean. No good deed goes unpunished. David just picked up a lanyard, and of course we're getting rid of trash in the water. I made that mistake. I guess it wasn't a mistake. It was a good deed, but I was out with Miss Chloe Cox on our little brown boat, and I saw a tire and a rim, a spare tire floating in the bay, and I said, you know what? We just can't abide that. We pulled over, we picked the tire up, took it out with us, and then what I realized is I had to share a 16-foot boat with a full-size car tire for the rest of the day. No good deed goes unpunished. I'm glad we got it out though. In the flats, in the mangroves, David is certain there's a snook in there, and I have no reason to argue with him. Snook or redfish, because I don't know anything. And I owe him a lot right now because I'm using a rod and a reel that he bought for me, line on the rod and the reel that he bought for me, knots that he taught me how to tie.
Bro, you're fucking useless at fishing. Holy shit. All I brought was the freaking attitude. It just remains to be seen if it's going to be a good attitude or a bad one. I always think it's never a good Well, there definitely wasn't a snook or a redfish under there. Well, I mean, there might have been, but they weren't picking up what I was laying down. That's all right, though. It gave me a good opportunity to practice my cast underneath the trees. It's crazy how much of a bounce you can actually get on that. Well, I say it gave me a good opportunity to practice my cast. That's the only thing I got to do, so I might as well go with the glass being half full here. Anyway, this is a technique that David was teaching me, which is kind of like an underhanded cast where you're trying to get it underneath the tree line in the mangroves. But it's just really kind of counterintuitive to fishing, or like what I'm used to, because throwing it directly at the trees is usually a recipe for disaster. Like, you're just going to get it caught. You don't want it in there, and you're basically
flinging it as hard as you can at the place that it's most likely to get tangled up. So it was just really good for me to practice this all day. Again, glass being half full, didn't have any choice but to practice it all day. But by the end of the day, I was feeling a lot more confident. And after fishing my lure out of the trees a couple times, even more confident because I had to be, unless that's what I wanted to do all day. So the idea is that you kind of fling it at the water, skip it across, because obviously you can't do an overhanded cast because then it'll be in the trees. So you're trying to bounce it like you're skipping a stone and just like skip it right underneath the trees where like snook or redfish or any kind of predator is hanging out waiting for something. So if there was something under there, maybe I would have caught it, but today it was all about the practice. Anyway, let's get back to boat motors. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. I would say I'm getting great at casting, one thing at a time, I guess. Anyway, last time we worked on this, we did get it running. We got a bunch of ring-a-dings out of it. It wouldn't stay running. Now, we might need to rebuild the carburetors, and I'll certainly look at that, but I did see that the fuel pump was leaking, and I had a bunch of people in the comments tell me that these old school fuel pumps, which are run on an impulse from the engine on one of the cylinders, people told me that they're known for failing and they have to be serviced pretty regularly. So went ahead and got a rebuild kit, and then I realized I don't know anything about this motor. I mean, I know about motors, I know a little bit about two-stroke, but as evidenced by the last 50 horsepower Mercury I worked on where I mistook a water gasket seal for a head gasket seal, and I quickly got corrected in the comments at the speed of sound, I just realized that I don't know what I don't know. I know how an engine works, I know how a carburetor works, I'm learning about boat motors, I'm having a really good time doing it, and usually YouTube University will help me out, but just not a lot of info on these engines. They're an older engine, they haven't made them for a long time, there's not a ton of YouTube videos out there besides people showing them off. So I did something I normally never do, and I bought the damn manual. This sucker is already coming in clutch, and after reading up on the fuel pump, every time it says carefully or take care or take time or remember, it is in all caps and bold. This manual is written in such a way that even a dirty hobo swamp wizard like me can take this tome, this grimoire, and make some magic happen. I'm not a huge fan of the way a lot of car and motorcycle manuals are written. This one definitely takes into account variables, inherent flaws in the manufacturing of the engine, the way people might have been treating the engine. It's written really well. I don't know a lot about C-Lock, but so far, and I guess so far I was just the fuel pump, but so far so good. Let's pull that fuel pump off and see if we can rebuild it. This gasket back here actually looks pretty new. One thing I really like about outboard engines is it seems like they were designed to be used. There's so many car manufacturers and motorcycle manufacturers that when you read the manuals, these were not very tight. I wonder if that had something to do with it. When you read the manuals, the repair manuals, and you read the manufacturer's recommendations, there's a lot of cars and motorcycles that just seem like you're not supposed to use them. They show the commercials where everybody's going off-road in the truck, but then if you take it off-road, it voids your warranty. It seems like just judging from the manuals on a lot of these boat motors that the manufacturers expect these things to get used and abused, and I like that. Why are you gonna sell somebody something that goes fast and is fun and then not expect them to go fast and have fun on it? Okay, and I have to be careful with this because the bolts hold into the block, hold the whole thing together, so I don't want to lose any of the little parts I need to reuse in there. Not usually a manual guy. Usually I'm a fuck around and find out guy. Okay, it does look like it was leaking, so right here I can see that fuel was actually coming out through there. Something either wasn't tight enough or it was leaking. These seals all look new. I got new stuff, so I'm gonna replace them anyway, but I think that maybe it just wasn't tightened properly. Though it does not look like this one in the picture. Okay, let's clean all this off and get it rebuilt. What I did read in the manual is that even though it looks like some of this stuff can be flipped over, it doesn't matter which way it's facing, it all has to be facing a certain way. So got my book open here, and as I take these parts off and clean them with my brass brushes, and go ahead and set them down facing towards the engine in the correct way. This gasket is really fighting me, man. Makes me wonder if whoever previously did this didn't bother going as far as they needed to get the gasket that was on there before this one off, which could definitely have caused us some problems.
All right, this side towards the engine. Don't let me forget that, guys. Technical difficulties, be right back. Okay, we're back. This is the wrong gasket, and it's the only one I can't use. Now, this one is also the wrong gasket. These two holes won't matter because they don't get sealed up anyway, so I'm gonna have to make 2 more holes in it to line up where these are. So I can actually make this work because the impulse chamber gaskets are all the same. Now, I don't know why it's different because it doesn't even look like this in the manual, and I don't know. Maybe they just had a couple different fuel pumps on them, but this is one slight difference. I'm gonna show you right now what it is. The one that it's showing in the manual has this kind of J cut out right there instead of a straight shot. And this is the one that's supposed to be for this year. This is the plate that's on it. Kind of odd, but it is what it is. All right, well, I very carefully got the holes I needed in this with just by using this drill bit by hand and then shaving off the extras with a razor blade. We'll see if it works. It's a bad design. And then where they bolt in doesn't secure everything. Like the bottom is just relying on these two. It goes all the way down here, but it's only relying on these two on the outside to keep it compressed. It's super weird. Weird's the wrong word. Let's just say what I mean. I think it's a bad design. Not what you would call an engineer, okay? So take that with a grain of salt, but it just seems like a bad design to me. Of course, you know, what have I designed lately? With the aid of the thing longer. Oh, come on, you bastard. I said with the aid of the thing longer. All right, we got them. All right, team, let's see if we got any fuel leaks, or at least any egregious ones, and see if we can get an idle out of this thing. I got it all the way to the carburetors because I see it dripping out of them, but it's not dripping out of anywhere else, so we'll call that good.
There we go. Sucker sounding good. We got idle, and you know, and I'm gonna know if that fuel pump is moving enough fuel to make it go at full throttle until I actually get in the water and get it under load. But the fact that we have idle now where we didn't have it before is definitely a good sign. Thankfully, I'm at least better at working on outboards at this point than I am fishing, because if I was as good as working on outboards as I was at fishing, I'd never actually make it out in the water to try.
Thanks for hanging out with me on another video doing whatever the hell I felt like doing, whether it be boats, hanging out with Shay and Chloe, working on motorcycles, my favorite thing to do, riding motorcycles. Obviously, you guys know we have the camp out coming up. We're doing a work day next Sunday. Go on Forgotten Angels Facebook page to be kept abreast of the goings on. And to everybody who's bought a raffle ticket, you are insanely appreciated. You are bad people doing good things. And every raffle ticket you buy goes directly to Forgotten Angels, and it's helping make the Adderley House for Women a reality. After some legal battles and all of you guys' support, it is actually going to become a reality. The Adderley House for Women will house up to 20 young women and their kids, young women who have aged out of the foster care system, who already have a child, who are homeless, who are in danger of repeating the cycle. In this house with a house mom who's going to teach them how to be a good mother, how to be a productive member of society, and get their first chance that they never even got, and prevent them from continuing the cycle of abuse. And we did this. When I say we, I mean we. These videos have never gone viral. Mr. Beast has never talked about Forgotten Angels. You know, we're not on the news. Hell, there's even big YouTubers here in Tampa who've never talked about it, which is fine, because we don't need anybody huge to talk about it. If they want to get on board and they want to help out and talk about it, that's great. But I still feel pretty damn good that all of us, this little channel, our little community, all the peeps on Discord, the people who come to the camp out, all my Premier chat who breaking the fourth wall, how's it going, guys? All you guys who I'm hanging out with right now, it's us. We have done this. We are changing lives. We are making the world a better place. And most of us need to make a world a better place to kind of make up for, you know, all this bad stuff we did to it. But that's besides the point. We're making the world a better place. About 24 hours from when this video comes out, we'll be pulling the winner for the double cup of Sprite. Somebody is going to get this Triumph Thruxton, and not only going to get the Triumph Thruxton, if you want to come down for the camp out, we'll fly you down for that. You can have the bike to ride around all weekend, and after you go back home, unless you really want to try to ride this thing home, I wouldn't personally recommend it because it's not exactly set up for touring, but if you want to try, hell, who am I to stop you? But the option of flying Stream.com will definitely be there too. Don't know who it's gonna be. That link's down below if you're the kind of person who wants to wait to the last minute. It's the last minute. Click the link. Be a bad person doing good things and get your chance at this bike and, of course, also at the Triumph Rocket 3. That's gonna about do it for this one, y'all. As I said in a previous video, I'm getting itchy feet. We got a video coming out this Wednesday at Bert's Barracuda that we filmed early because I'm not gonna be in town for that premiere. It's time to run away from home. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.